Good evening, everyone. Welcome on a Thursday night, the 20th of November, to another episode of So What's Been Happening. We recorded one on Tuesday night, so we're kind of going Tuesday, Thursdays a little bit at the moment, which is back to the crazy days of when we're trying to jam more than one a week, which in amongst day jobs makes it a little tough to get some prep, most importantly. And what I try and do as much as possible is to prep the content of artists and bands, and Shann Lions from Relays has plenty of content. He's a content man, and it's great to see. He's a social media megastar in the world, mate. He's that dynamic moustache, mate. He's a great man, and I really look forward to. I actually haven't met Shann in person, which is disappointing at this point, but let's turn that around pretty quickly, and we will get a chance to have a chat to him shortly and then meet in person very soon. So the way you can do that is there is a gig coming up this Friday. It is an album launch too. This is a cool, a single launch anyway, for a cover version of Get Free. And I can tell you what, these guys friggin' nailed it. Some absolute power in this one, did it a perfect justice. And we look forward to chatting about why they picked Get Free as a cover. So also Friday night. So that one Friday night at Creatures of Habit. Make sure you get along to that one. Mate, I think it's $10 or a little bit more on the door. So try and get to that one if you can. Desk down the road, our good friends Big League with 4 Hour Parking. Great band name, isn't it? 4 Hour Parking. Should have been called the Tollway Zone, more likely in around that area, Fitzroy and Richmond. And bloody hell, I was at Lula yesterday at 4 o'clock and almost parked on the wrong side of the road. That was going to be a bad mistake. But we survived. So to live another day. Melbourne also on Saturday night, Cal Kelly and his new kind of lineup behind the scenes, the Encounters. Also playing with Andre Warhurst and the Rarebirds. So that one is at Labour in Vain, another great Melbourne iconic pub. And something a little bit heavier for Saturday as well is get along to the Gem. Slander Tongue from Germany are here. They're doing the rounds. And Drunk Mums and Blowers. So this will be a killer at the Gem if you can get along to that one. And then the band we had a chat to last night, Tin Town, a little bit more chilled and relaxed. They're doing the Victorian kind of circuit this week and weekend. And this one, it's a Sunday afternoon open with Riley Catherall, and also Tin Town that's at Merry Creek. So that will be a pretty chilled little way to finish your weekend off. But tonight, it's all about these guys, Relays, and most importantly, their lead man, Mr. Shann Lions. Let's bring him up for a chat. G'day, Shann. Welcome, mate.
How are you, Aaron? Thanks for having us, mate. Can you hear
Yeah,
me
it's
all
really.
fine?
I've got you good, mate. Loud and
Great,
clear, as
great,
they
great.
say in
Excellent.
the biz. Awesome to have you join me, mate, for a little while on a Thursday night, when most
Pleasure's all
likely
mine, really.
you'd be plugging in a guitar somewhere and hitting a stage or hitting a rehearsal room normally.
I'll probably be hitting the gym if I'm brutally honest. It's
Yeah, okay.
sort of been my thing more of late. Just find that it sort of, clears the head, and it's
Yeah,
something it's pro-social and positive to do. That's a step away from music.
yeah, it is. And well, in amongst that, mate, what's the go-to playlist that you've put together for inside the gym, mate? Does it change depending on what part of the body you're working on, or is it the
Uh,
intensity of the session?
well, it depends. Sometimes it's a good opportunity to hear a new release
Mm,
and not overthink it because,
mm,
obviously, when you listen to something, I always have a process of trying to not overthink something when I hear it for the first time. Just listen to it as a avid fan or someone who's going to become a fan of it. Then you can the following listens, you sort of I start pulling it apart for, song arrangements and production ideas and sort of thinking, where is the adaptation of this album or the stylistic element of it, or where are they taking their influences from? there's always everything that you can hear. I can go, oh yeah, they've ripped that off ABBA, or they've ripped that off wherever it is. Like nothing out there is original. Like we can kid ourselves and say that it is, but some of the biggest albums in the last 20 years or so have always been ones that have probably resonated with people. It's not only the storytelling, and lyrics and everything and production, but it's always something familiar in those recordings that people go, oh, I love that. Yeah, because you've probably heard it before, and there's something that it's tapping into for you as well, whether it being a childhood memory or just, something familiar.
Yeah, absolutely right. They say it's all been done before, but it hasn't all been done by that band or the band or that muso.
And what their interpretation. And if you're only grabbing little, shards or snippets of different influences and sort of, putting it into your own musical cauldron and then drinking from that to make, what you're trying to convey as an artist, that makes it unique and new. And not everyone's going to be able to pick up on that, or not everyone's going to have that level of musicality or unpicking song structures or influences or whatever. There is some people out there that just like a good song.
So, know a good song when they hear one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like a good guitar tone, drum beat, any part of that, it all resonates. So, mate, tell me a little bit about some early influences of music. What can you remember as a young kid playing musically, not yourself, but what do you remember that you could hear, and where was it playing?
I'm like sort of come from a musical family, but I didn't. I think because music was sort of such a part of my family, I rebelled against it. Didn't sort of want anything to do with it. So I didn't actually really pick up a guitar until I was 19.
Right. Late bloomer, they say.
Yeah, late bloomer. And there was nothing to do because, like, where I sort of grew up, it's a population of 35 people in between Shepparton and Bendigo. And I was, at the time, just, come out of high school, dropped out of uni after a few months and just worked on a tomato farm, and there was nothing really to do. So I just said to my dad, oh, can you teach me guitar? Nah. And then I slowly convinced him to just teach me a chord. And then, there's nothing else to do. So it was like, all right, well, I'll play an E chord. And then the next day, after just playing an E chord for X amount of hours, I'd go teach me C. And then before you know it, I, was able to play X amount of chords, and then went over to Shepparton and got a Nirvana tablature book, Incesticide, and also Green Day Dookie, and then just started getting the tabs off that and learning those songs and going from there. And I wasn't very good, and then just sort of started writing my own songs based on what I was hearing and stealing from here, there, and everywhere. Or should I say the correct terminology is adapting, so I don't get sued.
Absolutely, yeah. And musically for you, kind of when did lyrics and kind of story writing, so to speak, when does that kind of twist it into your world?
It was pretty early on, like started doing it. And, as most people who write songs, your first, batches of songs were pretty average and just takes time. There's an evolution in your songwriting. And I feel like over time, I've just got better with writing and, obviously writing a lot of different styles. And, I can just go, all right, I'm going to write an album like this, and I can just go and do it now. And everything I've ever done is all self-taught. I don't, can't read tabs or whatever, but I could pretty much play any instrument. But I'm not amazing, but I'm okay.
Get you through, they say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to kick off with just a little snippet of a video you put up in the rehearsal space, just a little kind of feel to let everyone in the room, so to speak, crack the door open and walk into a garage in some where good bands are born a lot of the time. And let's get a feel for a bit of a rehearsal space here. Let's give it a minute of this. bloody beautiful, mate. I love seeing getting in amongst the inner sanctum, and while it might not seem much to you, kind of at the time, it's great to put up little bits of footage like that and let some people into the back of a house, so to speak.
Yeah, it was an interesting experiment, sort of going about, how relays write write a song.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's obviously the way I've always, especially within that band, you've sort of got to treat the drums as the center point, and then you
Mm.
build the song out from that.
Yep.
But especially within relays, there's sort of no thought that comes into it. Like, obviously other projects I've done, you can, I suppose, lament on songwriting and lyrics and, bring a fully formed song. But with relays, it's just like on the spot, let's write a song, bang. And then
Yep.
it's like, just write it and it's sort of done. The evolution of it's done. Demo it on my phone and then take it home, start pulling it apart and sort of trimming the fat from the bone, I suppose.
Mm.
And then go from there. And then once it sort of gets worked up to a point of where it needs to be, then start writing the lyrics.
Yeah, well, I think it's great that every good punk song just is a go for it type version. Whether
Yeah.
that big driving drum beat and everything else, like you said, stems from that, including some crazy lyrics and thrashing guitars.
Yeah. And I think, we're all very open to the process and understanding that, it's not about ego. It's about getting the best out of the song, and we all want the best out of the song. So that's what we try to do as a collective.
Yep. All right, we're going to go through a bit of the back catalogue of some Relays songs, because I absolutely love the clips that you guys have put together on some of these. But this one didn't have a clip for it, so what I did was grab a whole stack of pics and kind of threw it in. But let's talk about "Get Free," mate, and
Yep.
obviously a cover version. Talk to me about why this one was so important to you to cover, because it's a killer song, and God, you did it justice. But
Oh,
talk to me about
cheers.
why it's so important to you.
Um, I mean, for your viewers, listeners out there, um, you know, I'm a late diagnosed neurodivergent person. Um, I got, well, it's sort of changed now as per the diagnosis for the DSM-4, which is the diagnostic, you know, manual that psychiatrists and psychologists use to be able to, I suppose, give someone an assessment around their mental health, etc. So back in 2009, when I got my diagnosis, it was Asperger's syndrome, which, there's a lot of connotations behind why that is not called Asperger's syndrome now, which your viewers and listeners can easily Google. It's
Yep.
now just grades of autism. So reason why I suppose we chose this cover was I then went to try and see if there was any other musicians that had the condition. And at that time, all I could find was Craig Nichols from the Vines. So it's
Mhm.
not something I've ever forgot. And I really, really liked Get Free when I heard it on the radio for the first time and then found, oh, he's got Asperger's. Um, and then on top of that, in more recent times, I went and got a diagnosis for ADHD. And then when I was in high school, I had dyslexia as well. So
Mm.
sort of got the three. So sort of like having getting a trifecta without the sports bet account.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fair to say, mate. Some challenges there, growing up, but also, maybe trying to understand where you are in your condition and where your place fits. Obviously, you have a whole different level of skill in other. I think it's a blessing in some respect. So it
Yeah.
depends on how you look at things, I guess, to some degree. But
Well, you can either treat your diagnosis as victim mentality and go woe was me and just really focus on the negative connotations, or you can, what I did was completely flipped it and go, all right, well, this makes sense. these is like clearly where the deficits are, and it's even more apparent since I've got the diagnosis, and what can I actually do to work on myself, and work with a lot of professionals. And I did, had at the time had a generalized anxiety disorder as well. So I did a lot of work with cognitive brain therapy and exposure therapy and different other things like that. And then my big thing why I got that was around people and being able to deal with people and navigate different environments, because the sensory component of, I suppose, my conditions is a huge thing, but it's all around workarounds. So, things like shopping centers might freak you out, but what you can do is you can go first thing in the morning, or you can go really late at night, and then you like wear headphones, or you might wear sunnies. And I suppose the aspect of that too is people think you're mysterious because you're wearing sunnies in those areas. So it just plays into being a wannabe rock star. But it's just all the sensory input stuff. But then, I did a lot of work around peopling, so understanding body language and how to have meaningful conversations with people and how to start conversations. So, over the years, and that was 2009, like that's a lot of water under the bridge. I'm, exceptionally good at peopling now, but it's still not really my jam. So I still need a lot of time to myself, or having the right people around me that are happy to hang out, but you still need to be able to have the decompressing time as well, because you're obviously processing a lot of things a lot different than neurotypical people as well. So it's I haven't really looked at it as a negativity. I think I couldn't do what I do with music and understanding that and the patterns and melodies and writing and all these other factors without having these conditions. Plus, it's sort of people are either really intrigued by me or very scared of me. So I wouldn't have that with the condition as well. So sort of it's that autistic riz. So.
Do you think as people that don't understand the conditions, do you think we've got better at trying to understand it?
100%. I've really kept, for myself personally and professionally, I've really kept a lid on it up until it's actually this band and my son. I mean, to give you some background, it's my son who's the lead singer. I've become the Brian Johnson of relays. So the reason why I started this band was to bond further with my son. He's also got autism, Asperger's plus ADHD as well. And not until he was sort of 18, like we always had our troubles. Maybe we were similar, and he was quite oppositional and all that, but it was a form for us to bond, because sort of normal parents would go and play seconds footy with their son or something. So we were never going to do that. And so I just went to my son one day and just said, I'd like to form a band with you one day. And we sort of talked about it. And he goes, oh, we could do a punk band or something. And he goes, but I'm going to be the lead singer. I said, well, you don't play an instrument. He goes, well, I'll play bass and I'm going to be the lead singer. And I kid you not, like within 3 months, he'd learnt the bass. That's him vocally, but he ended up quitting the band just because it impacted his mental health.
Right.
Because I mean, the spectrum is far and wide, so people need to understand that, what capacity I've built into myself over the years. He might have the same capacity, or he might not be able to do what I can do. And so he quit, and then we were sort of at loggerheads, and Mik, the drummer, and I sort of come to this conclusion that, hey, maybe you can be the singer, and we can get another bass player. So that's what we did, and the band's just gone the up and up and doing really, really well. And the great thing is my son and I are still writing the lyrics together for a lot of the songs, because I still wanted him to be part of the process, and obviously cleared that with the boys. And they're all, because it's sort of, you don't want to lose, like you've already lost a little bit of why you formed the band, but
Sure.
so I just wanted him to still be part of that process. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So yeah, I mean it's a very different entity than a lot of the other music I'm doing. So it's filling um, a void that I couldn't do with any of the other acts as well.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it's more storytelling. It's not so much, deep, dark, like reading my diary type stuff as what,
Yep.
4 Lines or Mystic Park, a couple of other projects
Mm.
are. It's just, stories of low to middle income Australia and, social commentary and different other observations that I've had over the years. So
Yep.
it's a lot of fun. And then live, you can really tap into, you know, different elements that you can't do with any of the other acts. So, whether that being just comedic elements or anger or whatever that is, you can bring
Mm.
that to the forefront on stage. So that's what um, I try and do in Relays.
Oh, you do more than try, mate. It's this band's got some killer energy. And tonight we're mainly talking through Relays because I do want to get you on a few more times, mate, and talk your multiple projects. But we'll touch on the rest of your projects as well. But we're going to kick through just a chance to have a little breather and absorb the whole song that is Get Free because
Oh, cheers.
you really should feel all of it. I reckon all these people. So tell me this isn't probably almost a better version than the original. Here we go.
Wouldn't go there.
Beautiful, mate. And plenty of sizzle at the end. That's a great version, mate.
Yeah, thank you. We just thought we'd put that out. Obviously, we've done an album as well, but a bit of negotiating with getting that released. Hopefully, there's a bit more light to be shed on that in the
Great.
future. But different industry people have said to us, when a label wants to release something, they want to get on from the first single. So we had this idea that, oh yeah, we could put a single out and then someone might put the album out, but no, they want to be there from the start. So we thought, oh well, we don't really have any more songs. What could we do? And we thought, oh well, we'll put a cover out. There's a lot of bands
Mm.
that are putting out some really cool covers that are making it their own. Like Private Function do a lot of great covers.
Yep.
So yeah, Mik had this idea, the drummer, and just said, "Oh, we'll put out a cover, and how about we do Get Free?" And because he knew you know, the backstory around it, that it might resonate a bit more with people, to why we were putting that cover out.
Oh, I reckon it was the perfect choice, mate. Just to
Yeah, thank you.
do more than pad out and fill out the space, mate, till the
Yeah.
album comes out. It's it'll blow the door off any venue that you get to play it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, we are starting to play a few of those new songs off the forthcoming record, which has been fun. Only maybe 2 of those. So
Great.
we'll get there. It's getting mixed at the moment, the record. So once we get it back, and we'll start really nutting out what songs we want to start playing live and what old ones that'll be in there. But, you know, because the songs are so short, geez, we can fit a lot of songs into our set.
Yeah, isn't that a really unique thing in the punk space? Really, is that, you know, a couple of minutes pretty much nails it. Get them in, get them fast. Leave them wanting a little bit more. Finish them early. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I love just doing a half an hour set in this band. That's my ideal length. But like within that half an hour set, we can knock out 12 songs. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's great like that. Whereas sort of can't get that playing in any other band. That's you know, that's the great thing about punk, and it's just so expressive, and people enjoy it, and there's a bit of danger at our shows as well. So I haven't knocked out the drummer, but I've been having this thing of late that I've just at the end of the last song, I've just been piffing my guitar as hard as I can into him. So
right.
But I have had my front tooth knocked out at one of our gigs by a microphone. So I suppose that's something.
Yeah, the old microphone, but he can be pretty dangerous, either on the swinging it around or getting in front of it.
I just went forward and don't know, something happened, but bang. But you know, you're never going to win a fight with a short SM58, are you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, we're going to kick off one of this way you can sit back and get a feel. Hopefully, obviously the people watching it will get a feel more than the listeners. But there's 2 great elements to this, and one's the visual component, and obviously the rest of it's the audio component. But this one, it's okay. Let's give it a rip.
It's okay to live a baby in a hot car. It's okay to live a baby in a hot car. I'm addicted to BCB. Government drones are spying on me. Elvis conspiracy. Inherently traumatic. It's okay to live a baby in a hot car. It's okay to live a baby in a hot car. A rotten banana. Go tell your father. Aliens inside both lungs. X-rays hidden behind my
Bloody brilliant. How can you not smile, mate? How can you not smile and laugh? And some people get kind of intimidated in the punk scene, I think, and they have this perception of what the old school punk really is. But, mate, there's no more fun than a punk gig when everyone gets in and gets enjoying it and just smiles and forgets about the shit that's going on in their life and has fun for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, spot on. I think it's like don't take it too seriously. Like obviously with relays there's always this satire element to it. So, being a fan of Tism and bands like that
Yeah.
They have the intellectual part of, in their lyric writing that is going to purposely offend people, but that is the whole point. It's no different than, a comedian taking the stage and then people taking offense to them being what they're saying. They're a comedian. Like that's what they're trying to convey. So I view this band as no different. We're going to be, definitely going to be saying things that are going to offend people, but we don't mean any harm by it. It's a blight on society that we just become too serious when we're losing, what music can give us and what comedy can give us as well. So, which is a break from the norm in our own lives, and maybe just can give us something that we're missing or something that we need for momentarily anyway.
Yep. And how much fun is it, mate, filming these clips? Obviously, you come up with a lyric, you come up with a song, you got that sorted. Is any of the part of obviously in this one, the car was paramount, but what's the thought process you go through to put this together?
that clip was going to be a lot worse, and
sure,
yeah, I wanted to do something, and then it was the other lads sort of like, oh, I don't know, and then the guy filming and all that, because I wanted the whole thing of the guy that was in the front. I wanted to ended up making it very sort of Monty Python.
Yep.
So my idea was he was going to give birth to the baby. So you'd be like pulling out sausages and different other things like that, like just random stuff and like blood spurting, like, get me a bucket, like that Monty Python, that skit. Like I wanted people to be almost disgusted by it, but it didn't get over the line in the end. So we filmed it sort of the first half, and then I just went, all right, well, if that's what you want to do, I'm not coming to spending another half a day filming it. You can just go and film it. So that's what they did. It's I suppose it was going to go from being a Tarantino film and then end up being one of the Coen brothers films or something. It was still great, but not the adaptation that I envisioned and at the start. But yeah, it's a bulk of it is pretty much how I envisioned it up until that point of the last section that they're just sitting around. But still great. Like I hadn't seen the clip probably since we'd made it, so it made me smile and gave me a laugh just because I'd seen some of the lads in it that are mates of ours. So
yeah, good to hear. And that's what I think the beauty is. When you can pull together things like this and you go, mate, I've got just the mate that'd be perfect for this bit. Dial them in, and they obviously feel integral part of the band now.
Yeah. We see some of those guys occasionally, but I suppose since my young fella leaving the band as well, it sort of changes the dynamic of the band as well. So it's definitely really well thought out around what we're doing on stage, and everything sort of planned, as in, don't get me wrong, the first incarnation of the band was fantastic, but it was like after a song, we'd be talking to the crowd and whatever. Now it's like, all right, we'll play 3-4 songs, then we'll say something briefly, then next song. Like it's more sort of streamlined and thinking of the overall picture of putting on a rock show. So
keep it high energy and keep it moving.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. All right, this
like
one. Yeah, absolutely. This one, Eshe, he's one of my favorites, mate. It's the album or the cover for it too. We must find that. Here it is. It's a cracker, and I think all your visuals and all the elements that you've put together as part of this, mate, really does complete the package. So how do you go about kind of putting that together? Who's the most of the brains behind it, or do you call from a few people as well as yourself?
It's not that hard. Like, you've just got to take in. Yeah, I overthink everything.
Yeah,
I overthought this interview. It's like, will I just call off the interview tonight? Like, it's just that thing of just going, no, you got to go through with it. Like, overthink everything. Everything is overthought. The music, not when you're actually writing at the start, but then you start overthinking everything. I think it's just part of the neurodivergent brain. I would be very surprised if someone that wasn't neurodivergent didn't overthink everything.
Yeah, well, I think, mate, it's not just neurodivergent, mate. It's a factor of life. We're the greatest overthinkers. Sometimes you just got to let things happen organically, and the beauty of a live gig is you never know what's going to happen, especially at a Relays gig or a private function gig for sure. But you guys playing on the same bill would be an incredible lineup, in my opinion. But here we go with Eshe. The old T ends at the end, eh? Beautiful. What a great clip.
Yeah, it was a bit of fun. I think, we did like sort of nine show run just over Victoria, and I actually spent way too much money, and I got a total drip of clothes that was just all turned myself into an Eshe. Yeah. So TN everything. I had like a TN hat, shirt, socks, pair of TN shoes, tracksuit pants, bum bag, and I wore it all on stage. It was a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Did it survive the trip?
Oh yeah, it did. I mean, I've still got it all now, but I've lost a lot of weight since then. So I could still wear it because oversized clothing
is in.
The
absolutely,
at the moment. So,
sure is.
Yeah.
All right, this one, Kangaroos. It's another ripper. It's there's so much in these clips, mate. For the audio people, you must jump on to check these out on YouTube, and we'll put some links in amongst the media that we put out for this episode. But make sure you jump on, because you're not doing yourself justice just listening to this band. You gotta get in amongst it and feel it. And the fun of putting a clip together is so, you could sit there for hours and watch this kind of stuff, in my opinion. And you're right. We talked about forgetting life for a while, and just being able to transport yourself out of where you are, and just have a good old fashioned laugh, mate. That's exactly what life should be about. But in amongst the subliminal messages, in amongst these as well. So here we go with Kangaroos.
Stanley, it's your flux carbonator, mate. She's cactus. Hey, we got it. Rightio, I'm off to get some metho.
Those bastards need to get off the road. I'm glad we built us over their homes. Pouches of smoking, not for carrying the young. With the car approaching, I'm doing some fairways on us. Hey, woo, guitarist. Remember, put them on a dollar coin. Suck one out of my groin. Bruce will do whatever it takes to get in the car to lock up their brakes. Fuck those cars. Hey, Bruce. Guitarist. Seven weeks, scraping all they were sick. 7 days, 7 weeks, scraping all they were sick. Hey, Bruce, Kane, go! Hey, Bruce, Kane,
That one's a little more brutal, but it's great just the same. Yeah, killer kangaroo. There you go. Get amongst it.
That's my favourite, that clip out of all the clips we've done.
Yeah, it's
A lot
it's
more
great.
thought went into it. Very Tarantino, very Kill Bill
Yep.
elements to it. So
Yeah. And mate, tell me about the fun about going on tour. You know, you get on tour, you're doing what you love, doing what you love to do as a day permanent gig, pretty much for everyone. But you know, the magic of this kind of moment, mate, sitting there looking back at a full crowd, and everyone's into the tunes, everyone's into the music. Tell me about, you know, when you're out there playing 10, 15 gigs in amongst a period of time, it must be a great feeling, even though you miss home occasionally, surely.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like the first record, we went out and did pretty much like all of Australia except Northern Territory and WA. It was 23 shows,
Incredible.
all self-booked because, you know, it's just me managing the band and doing socials and booking shows and all that sort of stuff. Mick books a few as well, not taking that away from him, but I mean, being an independent band, it's hard. I mean, in some regard, like you're not going to make any money, you're going to lose money, but it's sort of that's what you need to do at the start, and hopefully that, you know, will open your name up to people seeing your music, and then over time, I mean, for us as a band, we're really only starting to get a little bit more success since supporting You and My, which was the photo that you showed there, Aaron. Yeah, that was a sold out You and My show that we got asked to support those legends, and congrats to them. Well deserved to get in the ARIA Hall of Fame. About bloody time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that opened a lot of doors for us because, you know, the history of You and My hand picking their support bands and no support bands, you know, having a lot of success, considering they were the first band that brought the Strokes out to do their first tour in Australia, and, you know, the Vines and Silverchair and all these other bands over the years, Jet, that had supported You and My. So the fact that we got to play with one of probably my favourite Aussie band of all time, yeah, it was a huge honour, and yeah, it opened a lot of doors, and then things just started snowballing. But for me personally, I just turned to the boys and said, I want this. And that was sort of the first time I'd sort of just let everything go and just said to him, I'm going to make it happen. So then the following week, we got a Creative Victoria New Music Works grant to pay for pretty much a lot of the second release record. And there's been heaps of other things post then. Smith Street's band support. We did a couple of shows with another legendary band, punk band from Australia called the Meanies.
Yes.
So that was an absolute honour at the Tote Cup Day and up in Castlemaine. And in December, we got a show coming up to support Magic Dirt, and
Brilliant.
heaps of other things happening as well that we obviously
Super
can't
exciting.
talk about. That but it's all happened because of I suppose it was time, I felt, because not blowing my own trumpet, but the last time I'd seen a band at the Theatre Royal be so receptive to a support band, and I've gone to a lot of gigs there. The last time I'd seen a support band get that well received by the crowd, and there was 85% of the crowd there to see us, like as in they'd come in once they heard us playing.
Yep.
Was Amel and the Sniffers when they supported the Cosmic Psychos there, and that sort of changed things. It's like, oh, this is what it feels like to have people actually care about what you do. And I just said to the boys, I'll make it happen. They just thought I was insane, but there's all these things that have happened since, and and there'll be more things announced over time, and hopefully more people hear about what we're doing. But the second record's, my first record's fantastic, but for us, we feel, but the second one's like next level. So the first record was all recorded to tape, and the only overdubs were the vocals, whereas this next record is that as well, as in we've recorded it all live together, we've overdubbed the vocals, but I've done a heap of extra guitars.
Yep.
But and a little bit of percussion, not too much.
Yep.
So can't wait for that to come out when it does come out. It's going to be a pretty unique record. I feel like no one else has sort of making a record like this in Australia. So hopefully people jump on it and hear it, and it'll probably polarize a few people as well around some of what we're talking about. But it's it'll hit home with a few people as well. We have been playing one of the new songs, which is called Are Plovers Neurodiverse? So it's about the Australian native bird, the plover, because my theory is it's just such a wacky bird that it like nests on the ground. There's no other bird that just nests on the ground. And it's sort of looks after its perimeter and makes sure no one gets within the perimeter, and then it just goes batshit crazy. So that was my theory. Maybe plovers have autism or something like that. So that's what it's about. So from the perspective of just viewing how plovers react to the environment.
Interesting take for sure. Who knows? Could be a song title or an album title in that as the plover, to give it some fame, the fame it deserves. Maybe.
Well, it's a song title, so it's a song.
All right, we all love tax time. Not, we all know how much. I don't think anyone's ever spoken kindly of the ATO, other than a big fat healthy refund that no one ever seems to get, other than the big fat people putting in way too much money, and they're the ones still getting the refund. It's a little battler that doesn't get enough. But I mean, you touched on before, not just the ATO. Before we touch on that, let's continue with the conversation in relation to funding and how hard it is to get funding and grants and support. And there's a big talk about Elbow and all these bands he supposedly supports, and how much he loves music, and he gets a few kicks in the guts along the way that there's never enough support on music. But there are some creative grants out there. Keeping festivals alive is super hard. The cost of insurances are absolute killer. You doing some of the work in and around artist liaison and stuff at festivals, mate. You've been in amongst it. You've performed at Chopped. those kind of big festivals. You know, it's a tough gig. It's a tough gig. But what really more, other than a broke Australian economy, what more can we ask from the give us your 30-second grandstand moment to pitch to government to say what else can they give us? Surely they can give us something to help out here.
It's around their priorities. So I don't think the arts wins votes. That's the end of the day. Like, what value is it to society? Yeah, it's a value to me. It's the same value to me as what food is and electricity, but that's not the same with everyone else. So it's a bit of perspective there. But we've only got to look at what Amel and the Sniffers did by 35 grand of bar tabs just in Melbourne when their gig got cancelled.
Yep.
That is monumental and helps those venues out, and the flows on to bands like Relays because it keeps those venues open because they've got money coming in. It is so hard in hospitality at the moment. And it all comes down to what's the value from state and federal government and what they want to pump into that. So it's where they're going to spend the money. Like we can, allegedly spend 300 grand on a machete bin. Maybe that could have been better spent on propping up live music venues. I don't know, but it's the value, and things like machete bins will win votes because it's like the fear in society that someone might get stabbed by a machete, and we want to keep the streets safe and those sort of things. But what the arts can give us as a society is far outweighing a lot of other societal concerns that we've got at the moment. But that's really only my personal perspective. It's not the overarching view of all of society, I don't think. So you and I have that perspective because we're in it and we love music and we know what the arts gives us, but not everyone views the arts the same way. So it's of what value it is to you and society in the end.
Yeah, and music's one
state and federal.
Yeah, and music's one thing, right? So imagine a world with you can't hear a thing, completely deaf. And then you turn the lights out and you can't see a thing. So not only you can't hear a thing, you can't see a thing. That's the world without arts, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Deathly silent and no vision. Every movie you see, every place you walk, every TV ad you see, every bit of social media is all around art effectively. And I just don't think they appreciate. And it's not until you go and sit in a pub and sit at a tote and watch 6 bands in a row and feel the magic of an energy in a room to be able to transport your own mental health into another space. And I just don't think, do you think there's enough people out there supporting it?
Well, we've just got to look at the changes in society around what entertainment there is. Like,
sure,
the options that we've got now, venues have to put up the prices of their beer because, there's more tax excise and different other factors that come in there and paying wages and everything else. But then the consumer looks at that and goes, oh, it's going to cost me $15 for a pint. I'll just stay at home. I can watch a concert on YouTube for free. Or, you can look at the societal change even around movie theaters. How many people attend that, whereas how many people will sit at home and watch Stan or Netflix or things like that. There's more gaming options. People are more connected through the internet. Look at what we're doing now. That would have to be like a TV show in the day. So sure. I just think there's way more options for entertainment these days. So the percentile of people attending concerts, especially at the grassroots level, is subsided and watered down. Whereas it's interesting, you get like a big act like an Oasis or Taylor Swift or whatever, people will support that because they know it's going to be somewhat like going to the theatre. So that next level of production and sound, and it's all familiar, and it's drip fed into marketing, and on the radio every time they turn it on they might hear a Taylor Swift or an Oasis song, so it becomes quite normalized, and fear of missing out that they have to attend a concert like that. There's no fear of missing out when it's like a shitty punk band from Djaara Country called Relays that's playing a gig for $10. They'll just go, oh yeah, whatever. Like, oh, I don't mind one of their songs. Is it enough to push them out? So I think it's really, really difficult until you get to that next level. But you've got to have bank behind you. You've got to have dollars behind you. You've got to have the right, the talent, the look. Like there's all these factors, management, agents. So, obviously Amel's worked their, that band's worked their butts off, and they're starting to reap the rewards now. It's justifiable, but how many musicians make a job just being a musician? It's few and far between in this country, hence why you get a band like Airborne that has relocated over to the other side of the world to make a crust. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I could go on all day, but
well, there's got to be a way that we can earn our money back. Sadly, it's not coming back from the ATO, but here we go. No one fucks me like the ATO. Here it is. And as they walk away, broken men from the ATO, it should be our national anthem, I reckon. That song, it's a ripper.
Yeah, it's one of the live favourites. People, it really resonates with people. They have a laugh. So
yeah, it's good. It's good. Sure is, mate. Mate, it's been great to spend some time with you.
Hi to anyone that's from the ATO watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't do it to us.
No.
But give us look after us for once.
Mm.
But yeah, there's plenty. I don't know where it all disappears to, mate, but we seem to fund as taxpayers a hell of a lot that we just never ever see the benefit of. In saying that, there are some good things that happen. Maybe, you know, you could sit here and argue the whole time that we're years behind not doing things, and all of a sudden we're doing them and everyone's still whinging. So I just think we're the tall poppy syndrome of always trying to knock someone down, mate, when they're actually you're damned and you do, and you're damned if you don't. So the good part is, mate, is all you musicians continue to put music out as a release, as an artistic talent that must continue, and we as punters must get out and support it. So I urge everyone this weekend to try and grab a mate they haven't spoken to for a while, tell them, go and pick them up in a car, or meet them at a venue and tell them, firstly, relays are on Friday night, Creature of Habit. Get amongst that one. Tiny little venue, but it's going to smash. It's going to be great. It's going to be packed. So get along to that one. Well, it's not so tiny, actually. It just looks tiny from the outside.
Yeah, I think it holds under 70, so it'll be great.
Yep. 70, full 70 is a good crowd, mate, in amongst a little Melbourne great bar in Brunswick Street. So get along to that one. All right, we're going to finish with Falcon, mate. But before we do, I obviously want to thank you for your time, mate. It's been great to have a chat to you. We could chat for a hell of a lot longer, and we are going to try and invite you back into the new year, mate, to talk about some other projects, because I think they all need their own space, because they're all a little different. But really look forward to catching up with you in the future. Meeting, hopefully, I can get there Friday night, which a few things have got to move for me to try and get there, but that's okay. We'll do our best, and if not, I'm there in spirit for you. I'll make sure I push some other people to get there.
I appreciate your time, Aaron. Looking forward to catching you in person at some stage. Thanks.
No worries. All right, we're going to finish off with Falcon, mate. Tell us a bit about that one before we kick it off.
You know, the AU Falcon. What else is there really to say about it? It's iconic. It's a big hunk of shit, but we all love it. It's Australian.
It is. It is. And many models of the Falcon are mentioned along the way. It's a true Aussie icon, they say. Some are Holden fans, some are Ford fans, mate. This one does the gig for many people. But another lap around the sun for all of us, mate, as we head into the new year. Please enjoy a safe Christmas, mate. Most importantly, enjoy some downtime. Do what you do best, mate. Keep pulling out music, and I wish you all the best with relays.
Thanks, heaps. Thanks for tuning in. Those people have tuned in as well. You sick bastards.
Catch you out there soon, mate.
All right. Gotcha.
Great to have a chat with Shann Lions from Relays. All right, here it is, guys. Thanks for joining me again this week. That was episode 196. We're pushing very quickly. We've got booked up to early 200s, which is really cool into the new year. So 5 years it's been going. Not bad for a show that was never supposed to go past episode 1, as just a general chat on life and music. And it's great to connect to new people all the time. So here we go with Falcon. Get out there and enjoy the world that is live music. See you soon.